Let's talk sports, shall we? In this case, we're talking football. Yes, hard to believe it's that time of the year again. The NFL back in a major way. In this case, we're talking about the Commanders. Yes, day 2 of training camp now underway. This is the first time that we're going to get a chance to get a new look at the Commanders under a new head coach, Dan Quinn. All of this as a new study discovered that, well, the Commanders have the NFL's happiest fans based on AI selfie analysis. Go figure. You know why that is? Because of this guy. Tailgate Ted joining us right here on the Live Zone. Good to see you, dude. Welcome to the show.
Appreciate you always having me on, Guy. Good to see you, too.
So I woke up this morning and I'm perusing through X or Twitter or whatever the heck they call it nowadays, and I saw your post, in this case, talking about, well, the Commanders having the happiest fans based on AI selfie analysis. I loved how you said it's because of you, and, well, I think you're right about that. What does this mean? What are they talking about, Ted?
Well, I think they were looking at, it's maybe 20,000 selfies taken in NFL games, and I do my obligatory I made it in the stadium selfie because people don't believe that I actually get inside the stadium after the tailgate and feeding 500, 600 people out there. And, you know, I'm always smiling before. I'm always smiling after the game regardless of the score. But I don't know if I'd really put too much credence into this survey because I think it said the Kansas City Chiefs were the second saddest, and they've won 3 Super Bowls in how many years? So I'm not too sure if AI really is on point in this one.
Oh, well, they're sad because they want to win another 5 more, and they haven't done it just yet. They can't fast forward to the future. I think this is really cool. It's a great way to start off the season as well. Speaking of starting off the season, unlike other teams, there's no quarterback controversy here, and that's probably the first time in a long time that's happened. Your take on that?
I'm excited to see that they haven't named Jaden QB1 yet, but we all know he is going to be that starter. They just haven't put that added pressure on him. All the reports back from camp is he has been splitting reps with the ones. Mariota has been going first. Jaden's been coming in second, but Jaden's actually been playing with the starting center or to-be center coming up. And I really can't wait to get out there this Sunday once fans are actually going to be allowed to see it in person, because the Commanders are really controlling all the media narrative in regards to the videos coming out, and I want to see this for my own 2 eyes.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it as well. Hopefully I can get out there one day to check it out. What I can tell you, the reports that we're getting with regard to what's happening at the camp, it's saying that Coach Dan Quinn, well, apparently he sped up the tempo, if you will. There's no standing around, meaning at no point can you just stand there. You always have to be moving. I'm curious your take on that, because so many times in the past we've heard that coaches that were perhaps too hard on the players, they didn't like it, they rebelled. In this case, it sounds as if he's just trying to bring something new to the team.
It's a new regime. It's a new coaching staff. I mean, Dan Quinn was doing this in OTAs and minicamp where there wasn't a wasted second. And went to training camp the past couple seasons. I was at every practice last year except for one. There was a lot of standing around. And with the collective bargaining agreement, the players can only be out on that field for X amount of time. So you want to take as much advantage of that as possible. So let's not waste any of it with the guys going and transitioning from one spot to the next. On top of that, something new that they're doing is all the players are staying at a resort in Leesburg that the ownership is actually taken care of. And I was worried about the team not going away to Richmond and building that camaraderie and that bond. Dan Quinn wanted to make sure that those guys got a chance, because 2/3 of this roster is brand new.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys have never seen each other before until this season. So they're getting a chance to actually have somewhat of a away training camp feel, even though they are still just minutes from their home.
Yeah, of course we are awaiting the first preseason game, and I can't wait till that happens. Now, Tailgate Ted, I'm a Commanders fan, as are you, and you know what's going to happen if we win. And what do we always say as a Commanders fan if we win the first preseason game, or any for that matter? We're going to the Super Bowl. And so with that being said, I'm curious, your take overall, what do you think we're going to see that's different from years past?
I think we're going to see a better coach team. And Dan Quinn has really assembled a staff that has done this before. They have played this game before, and we're going to see players that are going to be in better situations to suit their skill set. Last year, you had Emmanuel Forbes going up against A.J. Brown, who really just went all up and down the field on him. I don't think you'll see something like that happen to these players this year. They're going to make sure that the guys are in a right spot for them to succeed. And I honestly, I cannot wait.
Yeah, gosh, I can't wait as well. I just can't wait to even hear a whistle, you know? I mean, it's kind of like the smell of fresh cut grass. With that being said, a number of things that the Commanders have done at the practice field are catching a lot of people off guard as well. In this case, we got word that they have knocked down trees for more standing room, and that happens to be for the fans. What do you think about that?
I'm excited to see what they've done out there. I mean, fans are only allowed to be out there for 5 open practices, so that's a lot less than we were able to go to in the past. But to know that they're trying to accommodate more of us because that number is less is a step in the right direction. I would like them to actually host a practice at Commanders Field like they did several years ago. This way you can get more people out there, because I believe all of those tickets are gobbled up at this point. So if you didn't get a chance to grab one, unfortunately, you're not going to be able to make it. But it is nice to hear that they're trying to accommodate as many people as possible. But you know who has a lot more room? That stadium in Landover. You can put a lot more of us out there.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll end with this, Tailgate Ted. I know you can't tell the future, but I'll throw it out there anyway. So by the time it's all said and done, the record for the Commanders at the end of the season.
Put me on the spot, Guy. It's going to be better than last season. I'll give you that. We're not going to go 4-13 or less, but I'm seeing maybe 7 wins, maybe 10 wins. It just really all depends on this offensive line. Are they going to be able to protect Jaden? And if they can, then the sky's the limit. But right now, I'm going to stay medium and say around 7 wins.
All right. I love it. And you heard it right here on the Live Zone. Once again, Tailgate Ted, the Commanders' #1 fan, back here on the LZ. Always good to see you, sir.
You too, Guy. You take care.
All right. We're going to go to break.